Ramyasri NPC, an educator at ClearIAS. Let's start today's question challenge. Here are your prelims questions.
Question number 1. Chandrayaan 3 mission comprises option A, an orbiter only, option B, a lander and the rover, option C, an orbiter and a lander, and option D, an orbiter, lander and the rover. Question number 2. The rocket that carried Chandrayaan 2 into the space. Option A, PSLV, option B, GSLV, option C, GSLV Mark II, and option D, GSLV Mark III.
Now comes your mains questions.
Question number 1. Write a note on India's lunar exploration program. Explain how Chandrayaan 2 will benefit our country. Question number 2. India's quest to land its first spacecraft on the moon got off to a smooth start with the successful launch of Chandrayaan 2 mission aboard the country's most powerful rocket, GSLV Mark III. In light of this statement, discuss the significance of this mission.
Try to comment the answers of both the prelims and mains questions and make this session interactive. These questions are related to the Chandrayaan mission of India. This topic comes under
Paper 4 of the UPSC main syllabus, that is General Studies 3. Under it, Science and Technology and Space.
Indian space programs form a part of the Science and Technology and Current Affairs portions of the UPSC syllabus. Chandrayaan, being the ambitious lunar project of India, it's very important for the exam. So, let's discuss this topic in detail now under the heads.
Importance of exploring the moon. Importance of lunar missions. Chandrayaan 1. Key findings of Chandrayaan 1. Chandrayaan 2. Its objectives. What happened to Chandrayaan 2? Significance of Chandrayaan 2. Its findings. Chandrayaan 3. Its features and reasons for targeting South Pole. First of all, let's know the importance of exploring the moon. The moon is the closest heavenly body to our planet to test space technologies for extensive space missions. The moon offers a pristine environment to study. It acts as a promising cosmic body to explore and achieve a better understanding of extraterrestrial territories. This encourages the advancement of technologies, inspire future scientists, and promote international alliances. Moreover, it provides a connection to the history of solar system and primitive Earth. Understanding how it formed and evolved can help us better understand the solar system and even Earth itself. As far as India is concerned, it would become the fourth nation to reach the moon. It boosts national pride in the citizens of India. It will boost the morale of scientists and research academicians. It can motivate the youth to develop scientific temper and understand real-life applications of science and technology. Now, let's have a glance of the important lunar missions. Pioneer series of USA, Luna by Russia, Apollo by NASA, Soyuz by Russia, Chandrayaan by India, Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter by NASA, Chang'e 3, 4 and 5 by China, TESS by NASA.
Chandrayaan is a multiple mission program planned to be conducted in 3 phases, Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3. Chandrayaan 1 was planned as an orbiter and an impactor. Chandrayaan 2 contains soft landers or rovers, while Chandrayaan 3 is intended for in situ sampling.
Chandrayaan 1 was ISRO's first exploratory mission to moon. It was designed to orbit the moon and make observations with instruments on board. It was launched in October 2008 by a modified version of the PSLV XL rocket, serial number C11 from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. It was successfully inserted into lunar orbit on 8th November 2008. It operated for 312 days as opposed to the intended 2 years, but the mission achieved 95% of its planned objectives. The key findings of Chandrayaan 1 include: it confirmed the presence of lunar water. It could discover the evidences of lunar caves formed by an ancient lava flow. Past tectonic activities were found on the lunar surface. The faults and fractures discovered could be the features of past interior tectonic activity coupled with meteorite impacts. It detected the presence of titanium and calcium, accurate measurement of iron, aluminium and magnesium on the moon. Now comes Chandrayaan 2, which is the second lunar exploration mission developed by the Indian Space Research Organization after Chandrayaan 1. It was an integrated 3-in-1 spacecraft of around 3,877 kilograms. It comprised of a lunar orbiter, Vikram the lander, which was named after Vikram Sarabhai, and Pragyan the rover. All these parts are developed in India, so it can be considered as a totally indigenous project. All these were equipped with scientific instruments to study the moon. The orbiter was to orbit from 100 kilometers away, while the lander and the rover modules were to separate and make a soft landing on the surface. Coming to the objectives of Chandrayaan 2, it was to demonstrate the ability to soft land on the moon surface and operate a robotic rover on the surface, to map the location and abundance of lunar water, to explore the moon's south polar region, also to study topography, seismography, composition of lunar surface and the lunar atmosphere. What happened to Chandrayaan 2? It was launched from Sriharikota Space Center on 22nd July 2019 by a geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle GSLV Mark III. It was inserted into the orbit on 20th August 2019. The orbiter has a life duration of 7 years and will continue its mission. Vikram lander had a mission life of 1 lunar day, that is 14 Earth days. Its landing on the moon was planned on 7th September 2019, but it failed at the final stages. Vikram lander crash landed on the moon surface as the velocity was higher than the desired velocity. The Failure Analysis Committee of ISRO concluded that a software glitch was the cause of the failure. Pragyan rover was planned for a duration of around 14 days. As the landing failed, the rover could not be displayed on the moon surface. Next is the significance of Chandrayaan 2. It was the first attempt by any country to conduct soft landing of a spacecraft on the south polar region of the moon. Despite the failure, the mission's orbiter and other parts have been functioning normally, gathering information. In 2 years, it gathered a wealth of new information that has added to our knowledge about the moon and its environment. Scientists used the Solar X-ray Monitor or XSM on board Chandrayaan 2 to study the sun. Chandrayaan 2 is completely an indigenous mission. It stands out for its frugal cost of engineering, as its total cost is way lower than several other lunar missions. The mission was led by 2 senior women scientists of ISRO. Thus, it promotes women empowerment. Even though India lost its connection with Vikram lander in the last leg of its soft landing, the milestone was a 95% success as told by the ISRO chief. Now let's know the findings of Chandrayaan 2. Chandrayaan 2 detected the presence of argon-40 in the lunar exosphere. It imaged the Sarabhai crater located on the northeast quadrant of the moon. The mission has given the most precise information about the presence of water molecules on the moon till date. Minor elements such as chromium, manganese and sodium have been detected for the first time through remote sensing. A large number of solar microflares outside the active region have been observed for the first time, and according to ISRO, this has great implications on the understanding of the mechanism behind heating of the solar corona, which has been an open problem for many decades. Exploration of the permanently shadowed regions as well as craters and boulders underneath the regolith, the loose deposit comprising the top surface extending up to 3 to 4 meters in depth. This is expected to help scientists. Next is the last one in the series, that is Chandrayaan 3. It is a successor to Chandrayaan 2. The ISRO is working simultaneously on Chandrayaan 3 and Gaganyaan. Chandrayaan 3 will likely attempt another soft landing on the lunar surface. It was about to launch in 2021, but lockdowns due to coronavirus pandemic delayed its launch. New ISRO chief had said that design changes on Chandrayaan 3 have been incorporated and testing has seen huge progress. The mission could be launched by the middle of next year. Next is about the features of Chandrayaan 3. It will take its flight into outer space with a rover and lander. It will not include any orbiter like Chandrayaan 2. India aims to examine the moon surface, especially areas that have not been receiving sunlight for some billion years. Scientists and astronomers are suspecting the presence of ice and abundant mineral stocks in these darker parts of the lunar surface. Besides lunar surface, it also aims to study the subsurface and exosphere. The rover of the spacecraft will communicate to Earth via an orbiter taken from Chandrayaan 2. It will study the surface by taking images at a distance of 100 km from the lunar orbit. Let's also know the reasons for targeting South Pole. No other country has landed in the southern hemisphere of the moon. India hopes to be the first to do so. The South Pole contains larger shadowed areas than Northern Pole. Scientists believe that these areas on the lunar surface possibly have a permanent source of water. Scientists also have a keen interest in the craters present in the South Pole. They believe these cold traps may contain mysterious fossil records of the early planetary system.
We have discussed about Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3 in detail. See the questions once again to ensure that you are able to answer them now.
Question number 1. Chandrayaan 3 mission comprises option A, an orbiter only, option B, a lander and the rover, option C, an orbiter and a lander, and option D, an orbiter, lander and the rover. Question number 2. The rocket that carried Chandrayaan 2 into the space. Option A, PSLV, option B, GSLV, option C, GSLV Mark II, and option D, GSLV Mark III. Question number 1. Write a note on India's lunar exploration program. Explain how Chandrayaan 2 will benefit our country. Question number 2. India's quest to land its first spacecraft on the moon got off to a smooth start with the successful launch of Chandrayaan 2 mission aboard the country's most powerful rocket, GSLV Mark III. In light of this statement, discuss the significance of this mission.
See you with another set of questions from a new topic in the next video. If you like this video, please comment, subscribe our channel and support us. Thank you.